Welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can uh, insert a table of contents for any work you're doing. And this is dedicated to students because students normally find the struggle um, when they are working on their thesis and dissertations. So I'm using my MSc thesis for this demonstration. And because of that, I've taken off all the page numbers and the headings as well. So I'm going to show you practically from scratch how to number your pages, how to break the pages, and then how to get your table of contents automatically generated for you by Microsoft because in our part of the world, again, Microsoft's Word is what we almost all of us use for our thesis writing. In the other jurisdiction, I'm sure probably you may use other um, applications. So let's get back to our Microsoft Office Word, and I'm using the which version is even this? I think 2016 version. Yeah. So whatever version you are using right from 2007 to the current version, these options work almost the same. So I have my title page and all these things, abstracts, the blank page where my table of contents was initially and I have deleted, acknowledgements, dedication, abbreviations, blank page, and then the main work is here. So to start off, because of all the formatting I have done, I want to justify this work, make sure everything is justified. And for the title page, normally everything here will be centered. So I'll use this to center that. And this should be on the next page. I use Control Enter on my keyboard, and that takes me to the next page. If you want to do look for the exact term and click, I think you will find that at layout, you go to break. We want to insert a page break. This is not a section break, this is a page break. That means you want to mark this point, and wherever the cursor is, it will move to the next page. A simple way to go about is using Control Enter on your keyboard. So because I have some more space here, let me leave two spaces here so that my name will come down a bit. I'm going to rush through this because that's not the focus of the video. However, if you need these portions too, you can take your time and then rewind and get it right. So I'll center this as well, center that, all of this centered as well. My declaration will move to the next page. So page break, my declaration. Yeah. Okay. And then my abstract also on the next page. My acknowledgements is fine, dedication, abbreviations. So let me take off these blank pages. List of tables, list of figures will be on another. Okay. Then now my main work. To make work easier, I'll just minimize this button. When you minimize yours, you might not see the pages displayed this way. You just get to the view button on the menu bar and then select multiple pages. Normally, it will be a one page. You select multiple pages so that you can easily view a number of pages at the same time. So I think the main work is rightly aligned. As you can see here, something happened between this page, that page, and then this one, and then also here. You would realize that on this page, I inserted tables, and tables could be very long in your thesis write-up. So if you are inserting long tables as such, how do you go about it? This is how I did it. You will insert a section break, sorry, layout, a section break, and not a page break this time around, a section break. So this is a new section. And once I insert a section break, whatever I do here in terms of orientation, size, whatever happens to just that section of the work. So this section of my work, as you can see, the orientation is portrait. But once I come to this section of the work, the orientation is landscape. And it changes when I get here because it's also a new section. So once you do your tables, you get to this point, you insert another section break, which I've already done, and that is portrait. So let me revert this to landscape, and then I would change it again to portrait. Because it's just a section, it's just that page that will change. And this resumes back. This is also another section. And when I get here, I would also insert a new section that has been done, a section break. And that is how come I have those few pages being landscape and the others being portraits. Okay, I think the rest of the work is fine. These are the major things I wanted you to see. In another video, I'll show how you go about reference and using reference management tools like Mendeley, EndNotes, and all. In this particular project, I used EndNotes. Okay, so for my declaration, I don't really need that to be a title, so I'll just use bold. My abstract, I don't really need that on my table of contents, so I'll use bold. My acknowledgements, I'm going to use just bold. I don't need it on my table of contents. Dedication as well. Yeah, and all of these stuff. I'm going to just use bold. I'm not using headings. List of figures. That should have been inserted automatically as well. But let's just go through. So now this we get to the main work, chapter 1 to chapter 5 or chapter 6, depending on how you go about your work. So to insert your table of contents can be found at the reference side of your work. You will see here table of contents, footnotes, citations, and all of that. So I'll go to table of contents and I'm going to show you something here, which will be the foundation or the basics for whatever we are going to do about this work. So if you go to table of contents, if you want to use the automatic table given by Word, you have this format, automatic table 1, table 2, and a manual one where you have to type them out yourself. So normally I will use either one or two. One will give you, the difference is just that one will just give you the name contents without the table of, which you can also edit. And the two will give you the title table of contents. But you see something running through here. Here, after the contents or your table of contents title, the first thing you see is heading 1 and the number, page number. Second is heading 2 and the page number. Third is heading 3 and then page number, in that order. So that tells you that if you want to use table of contents, you have to structure your works according to headings, and also your pages should be numbered. So to start off, we are going to start by numbering our pages, and after numbering the pages, the second thing we will do is to give headings to the parts of our work. Give headings to the parts of our work. So let's start off with giving the page numbers. So I'm going to start by inserting page numbers here. I've already broken my work into sections. I wish that had not been done, but you can see clearly when you click the footer here, the whole thing here is one section. They are all one section until we get to where the landscape is. That is another section. But you see something here that I had done previously, same as previous. I'm going to show them all to you in the same video. I'm going to use certain portions of the work that has not been done that way. And you realize that this part is section 3, the portrait. The landscape again is section 4, and the continuation is section 5. Okay, so now I'll just insert my page number at the bottom. If you want it to be in the middle, at the left alignment or right one, you just choose. I want them all to be in the middle for thesis one. This is not a book I'm writing. So you can see right from 20, we go to 20, 21, then 22, even though they are different sections. But because of this thing, same as previous, I can choose to make it different if I put this button of link to previous. I can start a new numbering here. Okay. I don't want that to happen. I can start a new numbering here. I can start at 1. And this will be 21, all right. But this won't be 22. We'll start at 1. And because this is same as the previous page, this will also continue from 2. Now I'm undoing that because I don't want that to happen. We are good now. 21, 22. Great. So now let's go to the how we can include sections in our work. I intentionally left the introductory pages unformatted. It has not been compartmentalized. It doesn't have sections. So you can see right from the title page, you have page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. Abstracts all have page numbers. And then chapter 1 is actually starting from page 10. I don't want that to happen. So right from chapter 1, I'm going to insert a section break. And that can be found at the layout on the menu bar and not the insert. I'll go to breaks. Like I mentioned earlier, this is not a page break. Page break will move it to the next page. This is a section break. Mind you, this is already on a fresh page. So I want to what? Make it continuous. Insert a section break and start the new section on the same page. On the same page. So now this is a new section. So you see section 1 ends here. And section 2 starts here. Now I don't want it to be the same as in link to the previous. So I would unclick this and I'll come to my page numbers, go to format page numbers, and I'm going to start at page 1. So you can see clearly here that this ends at page 9 and my main work starts from page 1. Another thing is you also want to make sure that your title page has no page number. Is that right? The title pages normally have no page numbers. The page numbers will start from the declaration. So what I will do here, okay, the internal one can have a page number. What I will do here is to create another section break. So as for the sections, you just create them because of the pages you want to, or the effect you want to give the pages. So this should be continuous. And of course, I'm not going to link. I'm going to start here from page 1, but this time around, I want the abstract and everything to be in Roman numerals. So I'm going to use I in here, and I'm going to start at I. So you can see here, it's starting at I, up to the end of section 2. Then section 3, which is the main work, will start from 1. All right. Now, let me go to the title page, which I do not want to have any page number here. I'll just click here, which is now section 1. And I will click format. In fact, I can just remove the page number, and that wouldn't have any page number, but the other sections will have page numbers. So if I want to do the same for the first page in the inner page, in the inner book, I don't want that to also have a page number. I can create another section after that. So my new section can start from the declaration, so that I would make sure this has no page number. Sorry, I did that for everything instead of just that page. So I'll format. Sorry, so it's going to be here. I have to take off the link because it's linked. So it's no longer linked to the section 2, so that this will start from 1. And then now I'll remove the page number here, which shouldn't affect the other sections. So now from my declaration, I have page numbers from declaration all throughout to the end of the work, as it has been compartmentalized. And at the end of the work, maybe from your conclusion, you may not want to have your references and others also having page numbers. You can use the same thing for this. Because of time, I'll not run through that. Now let's go to headings. How we will start with our headings. So I'll select chapter 1 and introduction 1.0. Normally, you don't want to display the chapter in your table of contents. So I'll start from the introduction as my first heading, heading 1. But normally, this may not be in the format as it is here, because I had already done the work. That's why it's showing that way. So I'm going to do it as how I want it. So I'll make this bold. I don't want to bold and I underline at the same time. So just bold is enough. Times New Roman 12. Then I would right click on this and update the heading 1 to suit the format that I have just done. So every heading 1 I choose in my work now would be bold. If I underlined it, every heading 1 will be underlined. So let me underline and let's match it to suit that. Every heading 1 will have an underline. So supposing I put literature review as heading 1 and I select it, it will be bold and underlined. If I don't want that option, I don't want it underlined, I'll just update this that I have selected to suit it. And every heading 1 will be in that format. Okay. So chapter will be heading. This will be heading 1 as well. Now in the background, in the introduction, you have background of the study, which is 1.1. The numbering is also another thing you can also go about that using this option. So now in the background, I want the background, which is 1.1, to be heading 2. That will be under the heading 1. So if I don't want that bolding, I can just update this to match the selection, and I'll choose that to be my heading 2. Statement of problem, heading 2. Hypothesis would also be heading 2 because it's all under the introduction. Main goal, specific objectives. I'm holding down my control key on the keyboard, and then with my mouse I'm selecting these. Then I can make all of them heading 2. Now to the literature review. The definition of the terms. I want pineapple, nutritional composition of pineapple, and all the stuff like that to be heading 2. Value addition, all of that is going to be heading 2. Vinegar production, all of that will be heading 2. The table, if I want to use tables, automatic table, I can give it a heading here. TOC heading, table of, this table of contents. Can use that format also for tables, but that has already been done. I would not go through that. That may be in another tutorial. So stick to this channel. You'd learn a lot from here. All of that is going to be heading 2. All right. And then now I would have my heading, my chapter 3 to be heading 1. And then all the components under chapter 3. Okay, so something interesting is here. This will be heading 2. Now the equipment, which is under materials, 3.1.1, is going to be heading 3. I don't want that bolding, so I'll just update. Heading 3. Media and regions, 3.1.2 will be heading 3. 3.2.2 heading 3. Yeah, enumeration, that is heading 3, and that will be heading 3 as well. So that will go on and on until I'm at my chapter 6 or references. So depending on where your table of contents should be inserted, just after the abbreviations, that's fine. You will hit that button, and then you would go to references, table of contents, and then insert the automatic table of contents. And as you can see, whatever we did has been put here. Table of contents, chapter 1 is a table, is heading 1. Introduction. So the heading 2 will be under chapter 1, and the pages are there. The chapter 2 also follows suit, starting from literature review and all of that. Chapter 3, I'll have to edit here because it was part of the title. But basically, that's how to insert your chapters, your table of contents. If you want to include your abstract acknowledgement in there, you have to also make them headings. So supposing I made these heading 1, which I don't think is necessary anyway. That all can also be equally included in the table of contents. I'll just update. Sometimes you just added some portion to your work and you want to update just the page numbers. You can do that. If you want to update the headings, the entire table, you go to update entire table, and you can see the abstract and everything is put in here, the Roman numerals and the numbers. So this is basically how you can go about inserting a table of contents. So you start by first numbering your pages and then including your headings, and then you can now insert your table of contents. If you found value here, consider subscribing to the channel, as I will share more videos on how to insert references, how using reference management tools like EndNotes, and then also how to format the work itself, how to generate content with the help of AI for your thesis and all of that, just stick to this channel and you're going to learn a lot. Thank you.